Greetings and welcome to another video. First of all, my lips are not moving. I do prefer them because I know other people like to see them move. However, in this video, you will not get that. I'm trying something different. You may not like it, I may not like it, but I'm going to complete this video, which is going to be another dating card video, without moving my lips. It's just a little experiment, that's all. So we will get right into it. That's annoying me. Ooh, the lips. Want me to do that? I don't know. Y'all want to see me? Don't want to see me? Okay? Nay? Okay? Nay? All right. So, age 30, location, Texas. It. I assume that it is a male. I can only assume because it was on the men seeking women side. But who knows? Because, people don't follow the rules. They don't post their boards where they're supposed to. We're just going to assume this is a male. If that's not offensive to anyone, if it is, I'm sorry. Sorry that you are offended. That's what I'm sorry for. Anyway, moving on. Sexual orientation, straight. Looking for trust and friendship before anything else. Open to RL or just SL relationship. Just SL. I like to keep the two separate. Now, for those that have been with me for a while and that have become familiar with the Dating in a Second Life series, knows where the red flag is straight away because I know you all have paid attention. I will give you a minute. Just keep it in mind. The red flag we've already encountered. Keep it in mind and we'll get back to it later. Do you like to talk on voice? I prefer it. What makes you happy? Conversation, board games, adventuring, and reading. What are your hobbies in Second Life? Listening to music at clubs, doing live music when I'm feeling up to it. What are some qualities you are looking for in a potential partner? To keep it simple, I just need someone I can trust. All other factors vary. It all depends. If our souls agree on each other, then the rest will work out. Also, since I do love to voice more than text, I'm looking for someone who is female and RL. Going back to the top, the reason why I had assumed that this was a male was, well, the name that I know. And they are looking for someone who is female and RL. Now, these days, that means nothing. You can be a transistor car radio and still look for a female. You could be a carburetor or a cinder block or a stray cat or a one of the 72 choices that apparently we all have now and still look for a female. Do you RP? If so, what kind of RP? I don't, but I'd be willing from time to time. I don't mind it. It's just not what I get on for. What do you get on for? Is it listening to music at clubs and doing live music when you're feeling up to it? I don't know. You filled out this date note card, so you might get on for the dating maybe because you're looking for somebody. That's just what I'm guessing here. Do you have family in Second Life? Nope, never have. But once again, I'm not against it. You should be, dude. You should be. You should be. How important is family to you in Second Life? I never had one, but I hold the ones I care about very close. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Is having sex in Second Life with your partner important to you? Not the most important thing, but it's up there. I bet it is up there, buddy. I bet it is. And I bet it's up there often. Are you into BDSM? If so, are you a sub, dom, dome, or verse? Yes, I am a dom, daddy dom, but I'm not the type to force you into seeing me and addressing me as such. Yeah, right. Sure. Sure. We'll get to this one in a couple of minutes. Anything else you would like to add? I'm pretty laid back. Just don't bring up politics or religion, and I'm sure we'll get along. I do live singing, so coming to a couple of my shows would be awesome. And I'll support your passions just as much. Well, before we get into the breakdown, just say a couple of minutes that I want to dedicate to Bob's creation. It is not a sponsored video. I am choosing to plug in a little commercial for Bob's creation. I'm not being paid. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I am simply giving support for a good friend, Bob's Creations. Bob is a scripter. He is a very talented scripter. He has things at his store which have been scripted by him, things that are useful, like a VR wardrobe. You get the little tool, get the little add-on gadgets, like if you say the shit word, then you can explode in shit. If you have a thing for farting, then well, yeah, that's there too. All the silly things that everybody has to have for one reason or another, but also the serious, practical, useful things. He also has a website where these manuals can be found, and also a YouTube channel, which I will link in the description below. But on to the commercial, because you can't get enough Bob's Creations. Hmm, you know, maybe it's time I learned how to script. I mean, I know how to copy scripts and then paste them, but I need more. I don't feel fulfilled in my second life. Oh, what's this about? Okay. Second Life scripted.
Hey you. Yes, I'm talking to you there, watching this video. Do you want to learn how to script in Second Life and have
Yes.
absolutely no idea where to start?
Yes.
Well, in this video I'm gonna show you exactly that. So forget all these
Oh.
tutorials, forget scripting 101. We are now doing scripting 0.0.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I want to know right now. Let me fast forward everything.
Do some random sandbox
Okay. Sandbox. And now what?
and tab and you click on new script.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's all I need to do? Just go to Sandbox and press a prim and then put a new script in there, and then I too can become a scripter.
Description of this video about scripting 101, but yeah, this is scripting 00 whatever, and this
Wow.
is like the
Who is this person? Bob. His name is Bob. Is this a plug? Is this an advert? Why, yes. Yes, it is. But I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here to pass on the word about Bob. Bob the scripter from Bob's Creations. Now, see, that wasn't so bad now, was it? We will go ahead and break down this note card. Now, for those of you that remember, when we first read the note card, I said there's a red flag already. Now, I'm sure there are at least two of you that know where this red flag is. You want to point it out to me? You want to tell me? You want to let me know? You can write that. You can type that up in the comments below. So the red flag is this one. Open to RL or just SL relationship? Just SL. I like to keep the two separate. This right here is the biggest red flag. It is the most questionable red flag. It is impossible to keep the physical world and Second Life separate because emotions and feelings cannot tell the difference between the virtual and reality. Only our minds can. You just can't. Your feelings don't shut off when you log out of SL. Your emotions do not shut off. If they did, that would be a big problem. You want me to tell you why that would be a big problem? because that would mean that you're a sociopath. Would you like to date one of those? Do you want to get to know one of those? No, I do not believe you do, because that is a really, really, really big problem. And on this channel, we like to avoid problems, or at least point them out so you can avoid them. Now, he does like to talk on voice, he prefers it. Okay, that's great. Let's just hope that that doesn't mean that he's just too lazy to type. What makes him happy? Conversation? Yep, that's great. Board games? Yep, that's good. Adventuring? Yep, that's good. And reading? Yes, reading can be very delightful. And what are your hobbies? Listening to music at clubs, doing live music when I'm feeling up to it. So, doing live music. He is a performer. He sings or plays some type of instrument, but he does live music. So, be prepared. Be prepared to either fight off groupies or to feel obligated or asked to go to every show that this dude does. Because if you don't, might be a problem. And then here he goes into list some of the qualities that he's looking for in a potential partner. He wants to keep it simple. All he needs is someone he can trust. You know what that tells me? That tells me that he has some personal issues that he has yet to identify. To keep it simple? Really? He's in Second Life. He signs up to a dating agency wanting trust and friendship before anything. Even these two things means that it's not going to be just simple. There's going to be some complications in there because we're humans. We deal with each other. And as humans, we may say we want it simple, but it never really turns out to be simple because we are complex social creatures. And that's fact. And it doesn't matter what color of science, red or blue, doesn't matter. It's fact. He just needs someone he can trust. Well, we all have problems with trust, especially in Second Life, because trusting someone in Second Life is a very fleeting thing. Now, obviously, I'm speaking in general. I'm not trying to say it is a great majority, but a lot of people have issues with getting trust, fulfilling that trust for whatever reasons. We are bombarded with graphical interpretations of how we want to represent ourselves. We are covered in instant sexual gratification. We are bamboozled and glittered with temptation and seduction and all the pretty things. So of course there's going to be trust issues. That's that's just the way it is. You can't expect to have a trusting relationship with someone simply in a virtual world like Second Life, because that would be really foolish to think that that's possible when in actuality it's quite difficult, as you know, people will do what they're going to do. Now there are other factors that vary. Hey, it would have been nice to know those other factors, but it all depends if our souls agree on each other, and the rest will work out. Now, the question was, what are some qualities you are looking for in a potential partner? Not, it all depends if our souls agree on each other. Souls agree. Well, what is this? Some myth of fantasy and souls agree? Really? I'm not saying that souls don't exist. Of course they do. I am an eternist myself, but it all depends if our souls agree. That's man, that's a high price, don't you think? That is a high expectation. If our souls agree, how how would that be determined? I mean, sure, you have, oh, there's a spark, there's a connection, there's some chemistry. All of that has to do with the electricity and the chemicals and the hormones and pheromones and whatever, all the stuff that gets us attracted to someone in however which way or form. But the souls agree. And that's pressure. That's a lot of pressure. If our souls agree on each other, and the rest will work out. It sounds so utopian, doesn't it? But it's not. This, I wouldn't say this in particular is a red flag, but I would say this is perhaps setting up the reader for failure because it seems so fantastical. It comes across as if this guy is some type of enlightened figurehead, and he's not. He's just a dude on the internet that logged into Second Life trying to be good with words. It all depends if our souls agree on each other and the rest will work out. Like the rest will work out. The only thing that matters is our souls. And the rest, all the problems, all the everyday human mundanity of shitload of crap will just fade away, will just work itself out. That's some delusion. That is some delusion. I don't understand why this person did not put they're looking for someone who is female and RL. Why didn't they just put it up here? Why didn't they just put it up here? But well, I guess being a female is a quality these days, just like being a man or anything else. That's a quality. It's a quality. Not something that is, but it's a quality. You know, something that you have like some type of control over. I guess. I don't know. Oh no, was that some dislike buttons I hear? Oh dear. The answer to the RP questions, not a problem. The do you have family in Second Life? Nope, never have. But once again, I'm not against it. Not a problem. I mean, that is smart. I mean, I'm not for Second Life families. Their mistakes bound to create problems. He never had a family. That's smart, dude. Just keep not having a family, and you'll be okay. And is having sex in Second Life with your partner important to you? It's not the most important thing, but it is up there. It's like, all right, so he has put it on a level, a high level, because it's up there. So, you know, possibly maybe second or third thing that's important because he is in Second Life. He filled out a dating form, a dating note card from a dating agency. So there's something there. Something there. It has to be either number two or number three. I'm just guessing, but I could be wrong. And then, are you into BDSM? If so, are you a sub, dom, dome, or verse? And well, they are a dom slash daddy dom. Which one is it? Because there's a difference. Unfortunately, there is a difference. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. A dom is a dom is a dom. I've always believed that to be a dominant, you have to have a natural dominant personality. Now, there are people out there that don't agree, and that's fine. The daddy dom is a weaker version of a dominant. They may think that they have a dominant personality, but it is more of a want to have a dominant personality. And they just cannot carry off the strictness and the actual meaning behind what it is in a DS relationship. It's not just take, it's give and take. It's reward versus reward, praise versus praise. It is a two-person dynamic. It is not one that should be constricted to I will do this if only you do this. No. I believe that it should be more about positive reinforcement. It's not all about punishment. It's not all about uh, the punishment. Oh, oh, I hate that word so much. But that's just what I think. I know those dislike thumbs, man, let me tell you, they are loud today. It's just my personal opinion. My personal opinion based on my actual experiences, of which I am an expert, to kind of give evidence as to how I gave my opinion of Daddy Dom being the weaker of dominant is this. But I am not the type to force you into seeing me and addressing me as such. So more of a laid back type of mellow type of, yeah, it's fine. You topped from the bottom, or I didn't even know you were topping from the bottom. Oh, yeah, you've caused a lot of chaos and you broke things and you threw a temper tantrum and you did all these things. And it's okay. Let me make you happy. Oh, let me buy you something. Will that make everything okay? Lack of discipline, lack of, learning, lack of correcting the mistake. My opinion, my opinion. There you go. And then here at the last, anything else you would like to add? I'm pretty laid back. I just don't bring up politics or religion. So right here from the get go, there is a no. Don't talk about politics with me, and don't talk about religion with me. So what? So that leads me to ask, okay, well, what type of conversations does this person have? Why are they against politics? Why are they against talking about religion? There's something there. Is there a fear? Is there the inability to have a debate without getting too emotionally involved? Is it because they can't argue their side without name calling or some type of insult? I mean, because that's the major problem. I mean, people get so passionate about politics, one side versus the other side. It's like, look, if you don't like how I voted, please don't throw it up to my face later on as an example of something that you're trying to convey, because that to me is an insult. It's really off-putting. I I think that just because people give each other shit over politics, I mean, considering how the world is these days, I think it's rather foolish to go around expecting people to censor themselves because one person demands don't bring up a certain topic because they either can't handle it, don't have enough information to have a proper debate about it, or are able to express their own thoughts or views on it. It's it's weak, especially when it comes to, and supposed to be a man here, a dom slash daddy dom man. If you're not man enough or strong enough to talk about politics or religion, I would say that's a red flag. That's a problem. And especially if having conversations makes you happy. I don't see how those things match up. Oh, yeah, that's right. They don't. They do not match up. I believe, and this is just my opinion, it is my opinion. If you don't want to hear about my opinion, then why are you here? Why are you here? Remember to hit those dislikes before you leave and hit that unsubscribe button. That'd be great. Thanks. So, you know, convictions in how a person sticks to them, the morals that a person has, the world views that a person has, it's all important. It is what helps to make up a person. To be forced into doing something that you don't want to do, a person may say that they were forced, but there's always choices. There's always choices. If one's convictions is strong enough, then they can't be forced to do anything within reason, given the chaotic nature of the world in recent years, where there were still choices that could have been made, but they weren't life assuring choices. In Second Life, with a simple thing as conversations and certain topics like political topics or religion, I believe, I strongly believe this for me, that in order to know the all of someone, you will have to talk about things that you may not want to talk about, because otherwise you're just given a half assed version of yourself. Nobody wants to be in any type of relationship to where you think you know the person and then, well, you realize that you don't, because the forbidden topic of politics and or religion came up, and it's like a disappointment. It's a shocker, and that in itself can ruin all the things that have been done previously to create that relationship, whatever type of relationship it is. I would say that this, yeah, it is a red flag. And to say, I'm sure we'll get along if, on the basis that you do not bring these two topics up, do you really want to converse with someone that has limits? Do you really want to converse with someone that has already held up a "you're censored" sign? I certainly don't. And you shouldn't either. Free speech is important. You have to be mindful when to use it. You have to be precise in your wording on how to get your points of view and your opinions across in a political and or religious conversation, because those two things, unfortunately, they are a part of life. Some people are highly passionate about them. Some people are indifferent. And at some point, those two types of people need to have a conversation, because without those types of conversations, our species does not become better. Our species does not change for the better. That's just what I think on this note card. And that's going to be it from me. Thank you for listening and or watching. Be sure to leave your comments down below if you wish. Also, don't forget to check out the community tab, because that's always there. And I will see you in the next video. And remember, Bob's Creations. See you in the next video. Bye.